white Catalyst jerseys as well.
They look so clean.
Yeah. I traded with Dodge this year, and unfortunately, I got one of the black ones.
Yeah, I think like
You actually accepted the trade.
ooh.
Yeah, I did. He wore the white jersey the day after he gave me after we traded the jerseys, and I told him I felt like I was getting scammed.
I think a lot of the alternative jerseys don't get traded because they're like, this is our final.
It's a
jersey.
one-off thing,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the Archangels Finals Day jersey.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was in love with it. I wanted one so bad.
I was a big fan of the Rampage alternative jerseys as well.
Oh, so stunning! Like the sunset. Oh, it's so good, and also that like pink and blue shades, are so good together.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a really nice jersey. It was misprinted. What? Wild.
Oh, okay.
A great misprint, in my opinion. Bloody dog. Yeah. Had some really clean shirts.
Yeah, some great jerseys.
I got a Peregrine one.
Last game going in for finals. Got Catalyst picking up the blue packs, Vikings on green, Apex in red.
Yep.
I hear them all cheering their start of game chants.
Go.
Now we head in to who takes the cake. So we got two Vikings locked in green.
Vikings opting to play 2 inside green as well.
Yeah. Interesting call.
I think it's that smart early game call just to make sure you're not losing bases. They've still got a player playing outside, but you don't want to be
You don't want to leak bases.
Don't want to leak bases early.
Yeah, Husky playing right on that door at blue, while they've got a defender probably pushed out off that door looking for points as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it sort of helps circumvent anyone trying to sneak past that push player.
Absolutely. They've got sight lines outside their base. They can call the defender home if needed.
We've also got a blue on the front door of green that's just pack pointing all his way up there.
Yep.
That's
Dodge, yeah.
Dodge, yeah.
Green
You're good at
inside blue.
recognizing those Queenslanders.
That Twinkles had made. No, is that Runt?
Oh, Runt, that was Runt in there.
That was Runt cutting laps inside blue base.
Catalyst setting the defense back up.
Yep. Pretty quiet at Apex's base so far. Not a lot of points being fed.
No idea. Hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Sitting inside red base. Side effect of having a quiet base at the start of a game is looks like you only are playing with 4.
It does, and especially after a comp like this where so many teams actually were playing with 4. It's always gives you a little bit of anxiety when the 5th player doesn't appear.
Yeah.
So we see blue team trying to run and crack green base there, but getting tagged out before they have the chance.
Apex taking a slight pack lead here as well.
Yeah.
First pack lead in the first few minutes that wasn't dominated by the Vikings.
And we see no
There we
idea.
go. Catalyst inside blue, inside green.
Catalyst in green. Red coming through.
In with an opportunity there, I reckon.
Red team locked in, but getting tagged out by green. Red's on the back door.
Blue's
getting
on the front.
tagged as well. Blue could capitalize here on a base take if Wax puts shots in now.
It's too busy, I
Not
think.
too
Far
busy.
too busy.
Now's your time.
No,
Better
No,
red
that's
back door.
red back door, but
Yeah.
no.
There it is.
Blue team denied.
Quite possibly got a clear con for backdoor, but that red player was sitting behind
The
Wax's
tires
teammate.
and couldn't see them, yeah.
Yep.
So we see Vikings absolutely locked into their base now.
Yep.
3 of them in. Twinkle's stepping out now.
Yep, they'll be doubling down on their defense after that. I think that was very busy.
So just a quick note, we've got Leper sitting for Vikings. Catalyst have sat
Little
boats. Sorry. And Apex have sat
Bonfire
again. Might not be well. Like might have been hurt or something. Hopefully he's okay.
He has been pretty sick the last few days as well, so maybe he's still not feeling too great.
Yeah, there's been a lot of sickness going around this comp.
Yeah.
What is chat? I just had to look over. Blue team stacking the back of green base, but getting tagged out. All the defenders of green getting tagged out.
We are neck and neck for pack as well. Runt
going
in.
for blue, but
One
getting
shot
one shot
denied.
denied by Falcon.
Green team
Good
denied.
defense there by Catalyst boys.
Should Apex get this?
Apex in green. That's memeless, I think, sitting inside
This
green
base
base.
could be huge for them.
Green hit.
Hold it. Shots into green.
Ooh,
Oh, the
CV.
double.
Red team denied.
CV getting some nice pack points after Runt getting denied at blue. Every team's got at least one denied.
Yeah.
Even footing. Catalyst just overtaking Apex now in the pack points. They are all very close in pack points.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the close game that game 1 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They played this final series in reverse.
In reverse order, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of strategy in color selection for a final series.
Yeah, because it could also if you're got emotional players on your team, it could hit you guys if you do really poorly the first game. So having a good start in final series could really carry you guys through.
Yeah, but also just first golden game winner, they can take first color pick for the 3 games, or they can defer.
Yeah, I believe there was a defer.
There was a defer. Okay.
Yes.
After the counter pick, they did the same thing last year, Vikings.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, it's always interesting to see because the team that does pick their colors first, do they assume the first game is going to be slow and pick maybe a weaker base?
Yeah.
Or do they assume that they can blow out a slower game from their strong base and force one of the other teams to make moves in game 2 or 3?
True. And we see no idea. Also, I just want to point out, still with the tag ratio, no one is attacking red.
Red's been pretty quiet, yeah.
A little bit of action on the front door of blue base, although Husky tagging out those attackers there.
Is that red being the quietest base all 3 games early on?
Yeah, which is wild compared to what we've seen the rest of the competition.
And yet still Apex holds that slight pack point lead.
Yeah.
Keeping him with the pack.
Yep.
We do see red team running the green base.
Blue's in.
Dodge going for his red.
Destroyed.
Good
That's
base.
huge for Catalyst. First base of the game. And
Catching no idea out of position inside and capitalizing.
Absolutely. Very well done there by Dodge. I think that might crack open the game now. Yeah, we see more greens going into attack blue base. Or how did that attacker not get Husky the first 3 shots? So we see blue team collapsing their defense in a bit as green starts to attack them. Red team has 4 defenders at home right now. Oh, lots happening at blue. Let's jump over to blue base. So green
Red
is in blue.
Flying in.
Oh,
Ooh.
getting tagged out again.
Catalyst setting up inside again.
Yep.
Husky taking his position.
Member leveled up.
Waiting for those comms on backdoor. Cleared. Oh, someone running in from A door. Red team. Ninja going for his blue base. That is huge for Apex.
Just the perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he'd waited a few seconds longer, he would have been denied there, but perfect timing for him there.
Be interesting to see what happens now, Vikings being a base down in this game. How confident do you think they feel about game 1? Do we think they're going to make a decision to try and stay in this game, or are they just going to back how good their first game was and just play this game on its merits?
I've got no clue.
It'll be a good tell if we see how they play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
They decided to just ride it out and they've got the confidence and they've got that good read.
Yeah.
And we see them start to pull a lot of drastic action.
Yeah, people diving red base there, but getting tagged out by no idea. We see green locking.
Vikings putting pressure on the blue. Inside of blue.
Vikings and Apex, because red was there as well.
Yep. Green locking into blue base, putting shots on. That's huge.
Well deserved. Worked hard for that one.
He put in the effort for
that
that
was
base.
crazy. Tagged how many people when taking that base?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It was a few.
There was quite a few people being tagged there.
I think most of the tags were before the first shot went into the base, but
True.
there were
still
quite
tags.
a few people there.
Especially as people would have been respawning.
Yeah, it was very brave leaving himself exposed to a door when he put his first 2 shots in.
I think he had a couple calls from that door, so it's safer to leave yourself exposed there than it would be.
Blew in.
Wax going for red base.
Stuck his phaser out a little too far, I think.
It's unfortunate. Catalyst can pull ahead a bit more on bases, not get denied. If not, we might see Vikings for another base here. Unless, as you said, they feel really confident with that first game and don't think that they need those extra bases.
Yeah. Well, we're 3/4 of the way through this last game, and they've still got 2 defenders locked inside at home. So I think they're still feeling very confident from game 1.
Definitely. And I mean, this was also what worked really well for Vikings last night in Cascade 2 against this lineup. With Jellyhawk and Karen locked into that base, Catalyst just couldn't crack it. Wax was getting denied a bunch. He was just getting shot constantly. He couldn't crack it. And then I think from there it went downhill for the team. And that's when they copped a couple thirds last night. Still being able to climb up to the Golden Games, quite good for them and finals.
2 minutes left in this game. Not a lot of action going on at the moment. I think maybe Catalyst and Apex are a little worried about risking things and dropping that third to the other.
Yeah, for sure. And we see blue team trying to run into green base. Jellyhawk.
Catalyst opened it up.
Wham Fox going for his green base. Oh, 2-shot denied there by Twinkles.
Exposing himself over
Yeah.
the half
Too
wall.
tall.
Maybe a little more crouch there, Wham.
Green hit.
Husky getting shot out of last line there. Wax going for his green base. Oh, 2-shot denied by CV. Oh, these denies are costly right now.
Apex are in blue now as well. Ninja
Apex
taking
are
a
in
base
blue.
there.
Husky getting back into last line position now. And now Apex. Apex still on attack there, though. Getting tagged. Pulls from backdoor. Turn around, Husky. No.
So that 3-out push from Catalyst, it was actually very costly for them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Lots of reds locked into blue right now. Marmaduke going for his blue, Runt going for his red, and takes
all
those
happening.
cleanly. Everything's like the green is cracked open. Only
Huge.
A minute to go, and it is now very close between Catalyst and Apex for second.
absolutely.
Leveled up. Well done.
So, as Firebirds just said in chat, congrats Vikings on the win.
Unless we can see Catalyst get another base here, but I think on average score they might still have it.
They are a few K up over Apex on average, but if
Yeah.
Apex win this by a few thousand points over Catalyst, it's going to be very
It's
close to
so
second.
close. And it's just going to be jumping back and forth between these two unless someone gets a base.
Yep.
I think Catalyst still have a pretty comfy lead from the last game.
Yeah.
I think they've got a few thousand points average.
Yeah. And it is a very much so a fight for second, especially with Vikings taking a huge lead at the end. Those denies on our blue team were incredibly costly there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 2 tags in it.
Game over. Please.
And that brings
proceed.
our grand
Jeez.
final series to an end. Husky highest tag ratio, 176%.
Can we get an official scoreboard check on that one? Thanks.
Scoreboard will be off, I think.
No, because Foyer lockdown, remember? Foyer wasn't part of the lockdown.
True, yeah.
And they still have to check PNC scoreboard for a lot of these anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, big
Oh,
sad.
okay,
Scoreboard's
there we go.
off.
It is off.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because then players can't, like, in the foyer, can't just, like, yell out scores and things. I guess.
True.
Been a
Let's
common
go to
occurrence
the
all
back
of the
room.
all of the
Twinkle's
finals.
8K no base.
Good God. Calm
Wow.
down, man. Calm down.
Yeah, he needs to relax.
Playing hard. So we've got on the summary board here, we've got Husky with the highest tag ratio.
Tag streak.
Husky with the highest tag streak. Ninja with the highest chain tag. Marmaduke with the most tags when taking. CV with the most denials. Wax with the most denied. Dodge with the highest deact streak. And most team tags for Ninja and Dodge were won on Marmaduke, and Wax is on the most team tagged by team every finals. Yeah, well done to everyone there. We have photos, but unless we want to for ourselves.
Boo has thrown no after game terms in chat. But obviously we don't know if there were after games or not, so we don't know
Correct.
if those hold. But I think just based on the games we watched, Vikings have definitely taken them. Yeah, they won the first game so confidently
Absolutely.
and by such a big margin as well.
Yeah. And also getting a 26. Very low base and low scoring finals game in general. Like,
Yeah.
at least compared to the past.
Yeah, there wasn't really a single blowout game. Like there wasn't a team that just decided, you know what, we're gonna throw caution to the wind.
I might pop because I'm gonna go take photos of the presentation of it all.
Yeah.
We'll also get the stream up for you guys. Sorry.
I'll move my chair out of your way. Locked in.
We'll also get the presentation. Presentation up for you guys shortly. So I'll leave you guys to it to chat for a bit. Thank you, chat, for commentating with me.
Get out there, get some photos.
Absolutely.
I'll scooch that third chair out of the way.
Yeah, I think like granted, there was a relatively low base across the 3 games.
Yeah.
But like a big part of that I think is partly to do with the maze. Not just necessarily the games itself or the players that were in that game or the teams that were in that game, but this maze. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like the meta's been shifting more defensively, like year on year,
every year.
But also, this feels like a very defensive heavy maze, regardless.
Yeah, agreed. No, I totally agreed. And it does lend into that stuff as well. We've seen it a few times where teams have dumped and just get absolutely ruined for doing it.
Yep.
And I think that's where that maze design really comes into play here. Where there's so many of those sight lines onto the different doors, and there's like red base in particular is one of those bases that's hard to dump onto because if defense can get itself set up, it's so hard to do anything with.
Yeah.
One person under that base, one person in that V, that main defensive spot, and then 2 on each of the doors, and they've got the cross shots through.
Well, there's one spot in red sweep where there's a little tire stack in a little open spot, and you just have a sight line to the front door baseline of red.
Yeah.
And if you can put 1 or 2 players there, or put 1 player there, and then protect that player from the other teams, nobody is getting through front door. Like that person is just gonna have a shooting gallery of points, essentially.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and then you just have your person inside the base watching backdoor, and as long as they're good with their phase of discipline, nobody's getting into that base.
And then
until someone has to reload for power.
Yeah. And then there's just the big sight lines on all the other doors in the arena as well. Like they're just huge. So like I think seeing those blowout games just not be as effective. I was surprised to see that Apex didn't pull their pain train.
Yeah,
all this time they must have felt too far behind.
Yeah, I feel like they felt like they were in it for at least second, and they committed to playing the game as it was to go for that second.
Yeah,
maybe they decided that the pain train was a little too risky in terms of throwing themselves into third. And I mean, it's close, so I think they made the right call.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like full credit to them. They've come into their first final series very well. Like they looked well